Hopefully, don't start streaming on like
I think it's
Rain
working.
S or something.
That would be incredible.
I think.
They'd be like, who are these people?
Okay, now let's just make sure the sound works.
Alright, it's loading. Oh, but I got a commercial.
Yep. They put free commercials.
For free.
Free commercials for free. You don't even have to pay for them or anything. What a deal.
Oh, there you are.
So it's
It
offline.
says we're offline. It's lying.
No, I see it.
Oh, I think I
That
just
was
got the
me.
email.
I see you. You said I don't have to pay for him or anything.
Thank God. This is so much easier than Google Plusing with like 8 people.
I will say, I don't nitpick, but our camera is a little off center.
It's not getting any better than this.
Sage doesn't want his
So
forehead
you're
covered.
right. Don't nitpick. It's still saying it's offline for some reason.
It's online. I'm
Yeah, it's
watching
online.
it. It's really
Can
good
you-
quality as well. Looks so much better than last
Can
time.
you confirm that the sound is good?
It is, yep. It's all good.
Yeah.
You can hear everything? You can hear you guys as well?
Indeed, you need to share your screen on Skype though, so that Daniel can see your screen.
Yes.
What?
Share the screen on Skype.
What? Oh! Wait.
Started this war
But wait,
in
then it can't
Africa.
be...
Now I'm killing Germans in Germany.
Yeah, come.
Oh, yeah, I can?
They've been together for years.
I won't fight with
No,
anybody
it's
else.
because,
On October 17th,
can't
These two
show
can buy
the
it.
video,
We're all dead in the water. All we got is you.
the only thing that stands between them and the end of the war.
5 against 300.
Stop that. Okay. Plus...
That ad was
Share screen.
rude.
Share screen.
Right there.
This one. Start. No shit. Okay, wait, can you see it?
Yep.
Oh my god.
It's loading for me.
Okay.
Okay, good. We're good. I see
We're
it.
good?
Yep. See your OBS.
Yeah, we can see OBS.
Why can't we see
Click
So I
switch
think-
screens.
them?
You might have.
Why can't we see their face?
Yeah.
Skype,
it's
are you
like,
lying to us?
Yeah, that camera is,
Skype, you dirty mistress.
Skype
I'm gonna
is a
try to
cruel
monitor
mistress.
capture one more time.
it looked so good. If only we could just keep that.
Monitor 2. Okay. Yeah, and for some reason...
Put it to the top.
Huh?
Put it to the top.
I'm making a face for you.
Why is this happening?
What? Wait, is that an infinite loop?
No, it's literally...
What?
It's not letting me screen region.
Okay.
Did you go to...
Just put that picture that I put in the chat then.
Were you going to
Or
monitor?
wait, 1 second.
Were
1
you going
second.
to monitor capture or window capture, though?
Shh, I think I messed up. 1 second.
I know. I
Don't
can
tell
see.
Sam. Don't tell Sam.
But you're going to monitor capture again.
I know. But...
Oh.
Okay. Ooh, here we... Maybe.
This... I know.
Select region.
I get... Yep. Wait.
Oh,
No,
wait.
you did the wrong monitor.
Is it?
Yep.
Ah!
Good. We got it. Okay.
Wait.
And...
Again. Oh my god. And then I do a little bit of this. Wait,
Nope,
come
it's
back.
gone.
No, it's back. I got it. Don't
Okay.
worry. You're fine. You're fine. It's not a problem. Got this.
I love how you vocalize every
It's
little
all
thought
under
that's in your
control.
brain.
It's
like, oh my god, oh, wait,
all under
oh no,
control.
oh, wait, yes!
And there he is.
Oh my god, it's beautiful.
And then you go to edit
Boom.
scene, and then you make it smaller, and
Oh my god,
Did
I'm
it.
so.
bam.
My face is so narrow. Okay, never mind.
For some reason, our camera looks foggy. Why are we?
Oh,
Foggy?
now I'm like white again.
There we go.
Miracles. It's the little things.
Yeah, right.
I'm so happy. Okay.
I think you should control down on me so that behind the frame, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Or just
Yeah.
right click on it
Oh.
and click order
Yeah,
and put
I
it
did
down.
it.
Bottom.
What?
I made him behind the frame.
Oh, yes.
It
Dudes.
worked. And ours is slightly off
Right.
center, but
I told you.
it's gonna be okay.
Final thing, Cora, and then we
Yes.
can go.
Yes.
Oh, you did it.
What did I do?
Yay!
You screen,
you
you
fixed
screen
it.
shared the right thing. Whoa!
Okay.
Boom.
All right.
Nice.
So we're ready.
Right. Enjoy, guys. I'm going to mute my mic now.
All right. Thank you very much,
All
Sam.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is that a giant thing of apple juice?
It's a giant thing of tea.
Oh.
Iced tea.
Bam.
You can't. Can you see?
Oh yeah, you can't see my tea probably. Well, Twitch can see my tea. I'm drinking tea. All right. So. Do you just want to like look at the decks and then?
Sure.
Okay. I climbed with
Right.
Control Warrior this season.
All right. What rank are you?
I'm Legend rank 1102.
Oh, impressive.
Well, the 1102 is a little sad, but oh well.
It's fine.
I was
I mean, there are
33 for like a
there are pro
second.
players around there.
Yeah.
There are pro players around there too. So I mean,
Eh.
don't know. Yeah, it's fine.
I didn't get
is
there
that-
last
did you-
season, so I overcompensated and got there really early. I was mad.
Alright. Can you scroll down a little bit?
Yes.
Or is that it?
It's
There's
just a
two
Sarah at the
Sarah.
end.
Okay, just wanted to see. It looks okay. Is it like? I'm assuming it's like anti-aggro because of the cleave.
Yeah,
Oh.
because of the cleave and the Geddon. I mean, I teched him in to sort of cater to the Hunter matchup a little bit more, but it works for Zoo too. But I guess now that both of
Yeah.
those aren't super prominent, I could change it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't thought
no,
about the
it's
handlock
fine.
matchup too much.
You could take.
I mean,
out,
people
Hmm.
like playing aggro and ladder just because. I don't know. It's
It's
like good to
faster.
get some
I don't
fun,
want to waste the
fun
time.
wins. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, the cleave is probably better, and like it's not completely dead against, even against a control matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's not that great either.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like if you really wanted to beat like another control deck, like a paladin, for instance, you'd probably throw it away for like a Gorehowl.
Yeah.
Gorehowl's coming back recently.
I had it for a long time. After people were taking it out, I tried and saving it, but
That's like
It bit
me
the
holding
dust,
on to
just
that
like
bagel after the
everything else.
nerf.
I never took out the Brawl, though. I was resilient. He took it out. He was like, Brawl's stupid. And I'm like, you're wrong.
I never said Brawl was stupid. I just took it out.
Brawl's never stupid. Brawl's fantastic.
the sibling conversation.
We've got the dynamic going on here.
Yeah. So I mean, like another thing you could take out the ghoul as well. If you, I mean, I'm just saying as far as making it better against control matchups. But yeah, like as it is, it's probably fine because if you're playing a ladder, like you probably need the ghoul and the cleave. The brawl is actually, so the brawl is like a catch-all kind of card as well. Like it's good against shaman and it's good against like handlock, for instance.
Yeah.
Um,
Throw out
but
2 Molten Giants and taunt
Just
him up.
Brawl.
Oh,
Yeah.
Brawl. Yeah.
yeah, but if playing against, I guess it's decent against paladin. Although paladin usually, like what you're getting with brawl against a paladin is like you kill one guy because they're probably loading the board with like just their hero power, and then
1/1s.
they have like one big guy because they don't really need to put any more things on the board. They just go, okay, we'll deal with my guys, and then so it's basically like a 1-for-1 versus
Yeah, which
paladin.
is really
So,
hard
but it's,
for the warrior to deal with all the little 1/1s.
It's still, but it still ends up being decent in that sense. But yeah, like it's good against shaman, which is weird. Like it's good against shaman against handlock, which you're not favored against anyway. So you're looking to like improve those matchups from like like 40% to 45%, essentially with the brawl. So yeah, it's a kind of catch-all, and like you could it's another card where you could take it out if you knew what you're playing against. Like if you're playing against like priest, it's not quite as good.
Yeah.
Because you're probably just gonna like remove everything one by one anyway. Like having a billion things on the board isn't really a big deal versus priest. So like again, I would just keep it in. And even like a tournament setting, you don't know, like you might need it. Like being able to improve your chance, like 5% against shaman or something, especially because it's not like a totally unwinnable matchup. You're not moving it from 20 to 25. You're moving from like 40 to 45, which is more significant.
You've got a chance. It's
yeah.
not great, but yeah. No, I definitely think the brawl. I think it definitely works. I like it a lot.
Yeah. The one thing you could do is you could tech a big game hunter in.
That's
okay. I have fun, especially since Handlock's coming back now. The Black Knight works really, really well. I like that a lot, even against druids. It's really nice. But
the thing about big game hunter is that it's almost like having another legendary in your deck if you think about it, because you're killing one of their biggest threats.
Yeah.
And for free even. So it's like if you think about it, like say you play a rag and it kills something like huge, like you get good RNG, kill something huge, and then they Siphon Soul the next turn. Like obviously that takes a lot of mana, Siphon Soul, but like Big Game Hunter ends up being the same exact effect,
as the Siphon Soul.
So as the rag, it's the same exact effect as the rag, and I mean obviously they're not going to use a Siphon Soul on it, but it ends up being like another legendary if you think about it, because you get to kill one of their biggest things.
If it hits, it's always going to hit something big, and it's always going to be good. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So
it's almost like you can take out a threat in order to do that. Like I mean, if you want to be greedy, you could just like take out one of your other removals for it. But I mean, it's something. It's like what I'm saying is a lot of people think, okay, well I'll take out this conditional card and put in a Big Game Hunter. Whereas if you wanted to be more safe, you could just take out a legendary and put a Big Game Hunter, and the effect ends up being like similar. You end up having the same amount of like the flow of the game ends up being the same, because you're removing, instead of having a big threat, you're removing the big threat for like basically free.
Instead of YOLO ragging, you play Big Game Hunter, and it's guaranteed. I see where you're coming from. So what would you think of if you had to pick a legendary to get rid of? What would you?
Well, I was just throwing it out there. Like you could where it's not you don't immediately get a removal. I mean, I might play it greedy and get rid of like the ghoul or something.
Yeah.
Or like the cleave, but I think you kind of need those against aggro, and it's pretty useful.
I know a lot of people question the Baron, but I don't know. I find that oftentimes I can set it up to where dropping Baron gets board clear, and it just works really well.
I feel like Baron Get In is like so good against Shaman, but not really good against most of the things.
Yeah.
So you say that. I would like my first inclination would be to get rid of the Baron. I mean, yeah. Like, okay, so going through the list, like the things you could conceivably take out for more: Cleave, Slam, Ghoul, probably not Acolyte, Brawl, but not really.
And then Baron can possibly switch a Seraph for Alexstrasza. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like Ysera over Alexstrasza.
I agree.
Because a lot of times there's so much just because with the control matchups, like you're not completely just controlling. Sometimes you're putting aggression on, and then Alexstrasza is just dead card versus an 8/8. So I think I like Ysera better in essence. So yeah, I think I would take out the Baron Get In for a Big Game Hunter.
Okay. Yeah, I'm willing to. I mean, obviously my rank has been tanking quite a bit, so I'm willing to try it. Oh, there it was. Alright. Yeah, I think that could at least bring a little bit more consistency.
I like the single Big Game Hunter, by the way.
It's like a legend.
It's like a legendary. It's like my Big Game Hunter.
I only need one. Yeah. Alright, so do you want to
Sure, yeah. We can take it out.
Take it into rank. Okie doke.
Nope, we're going into casual.
Going into casual, starting slow. No.
That was a bad.
11:05. You dropped 3 ranks.
Oh God.
Really? No, know. It like
It's tough.
I've been playing a lot of Arena the last couple days. I think I dropped from like 9 something to 1100 without even playing a single game.
All these players making legends.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. We take out the bear again and we face
And
the
we get the
shaman.
shaman. Okay.
Okay, great. Alright, so I guess I'll just have you tell me what you want to do, and then
Yeah. So I would ditch the Belcher, definitely. I don't know. I'm a little on the fence about the Death Spite in this matchup.
I wouldn't say definitely for the Belcher, because having that like perfectly on turn 5 is actually pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. I guess
So-
if you look at it, you got 2.
Basically,
The chances of drawing into another 2 are pretty high, I think.
yeah. So like I would in the end I would get rid of the Belcher, but here's my thinking on this is that you have, or I guess you could just do it now. Just get rid of the Belcher. I would keep the Death Spite because it's pretty useful. But anyway, I'll just go over the reasoning. Is because you have 3 chances to draw into something like Acolyte. Like your Armor Smith is already set.
Yeah.
And so having the guaranteed Belcher, like if you have the Belcher and you have 3 you have basically, if you draw Acolyte in the next 3 cards, your curve is perfect.
Yeah.
Whereas if you get rid of the Belcher,
Then you've got nothing on 5. Yeah. And especially
Or if you
since
get rid
I
of the
don't
Belcher-
run Gnomish or anything like that, my 4s are usually kind of weak if I don't
Yeah.
get the Death Bite. So if I can curve out nicely, it really helps.
yeah, exactly. And like essentially, it's more likely you're gonna draw a 3-drop in the next 3 turns. You're gonna draw a 3 and a 5 in the next 5 turns. But I think it's pretty important to get that 3. Like right now, it kind of ends up sucking because you can't do anything.
Yeah.
So that's the
I
reason
mean,
why even I would
Would
have.
you
I
task the Armor Smith here?
I think that's a worthwhile play. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
And
well,
then just hit face with it?
no, what you could do is you could hit the spider and then cruel it as well. And
Okay,
then
so hit and then task that?
yeah, and then that's like super annoying to deal with.
He would
I mean, he
have
has
to
to
run
use
his 2 spiders into the Taskmaster, but that would give me 2 armor. So I guess that's not
Yeah,
bad.
exactly.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a few things you can do, and one you said is kind of okay. I would not. The thing is, I would not play the Taskmaster there just to be able to go face.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's important versus Shaman. Basically, you want to grind out this game as hard as possible and get board control, and hitting the face isn't really that important.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like if your intention was to go face, I would have just armored up.
Okay. Yeah, and then he would have had to get through the Armor Smith anyway, which would have been
Yeah.
annoying. Okay.
So that's highly annoying. He did a good trade. He did a good trade there, throwing it on that, or hitting both. So now you have to throw your 2/2 into it.
Got him anyway.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The Death Spite, hit one and then trade with the other.
Yeah, I guess I would do that.
Okay.
I was just thinking like I was thinking like maybe there's a greedy play to make, but it's
Yeah,
better
like,
just
is there
kill
any
it.
way we can...
Yeah, but if you don't kill the 2/1, then he kills it with the 2/3. If he gets a healing totem, then you're just absolutely screwed.
Just to picked up the 5, and Sylvanas on 6 isn't great, but... Oh, that sucks.
That's a really annoying.
Well... Nah, just play the
The good news is that the good news is that was his only turn. That's the only thing he could do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I agree. I would just play the Belcher and just pass.
I mean, you could think about slamming the Argus, but that's just... It's too much for nothing. I don't really want to hit a totem with
you
a
can
4.
you can slam it later.
Yeah.
And getting this Belcher down is pretty important.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good target. You know what you could do? Or okay, sorry. I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, I would probably hit the Belcher with the... slam the Argus, hit the Belcher with the Death's Bite, and then kill the
Alright.
1/2. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's good. But obviously, see what you draw first.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
Alright, that's decent.
do that. We end up armoring and leave him with a dinky totem.
Yep.
And let's
That's
not
pretty strong.
execute the totem.
And let's not execute the totem. I don't know, man. It's pretty scary.
It's a board clear.
You want board, don't you? Hey,
You
what's
have
his
two-
face
you have two
executed a harvest golem
Oh,
and then
God.
shield slammed
2 feral spirits.
2 feral spirits today.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a gadget.
Yeah.
It's like a fire elemental because you don't you don't lose any cards for the lightning bolt.
I say we brawl. No.
There's a chance.
We just play
Oh, that's
Karen.
so fun. All right. So just what are you thinking, or what are your options here? Just
I mean,
go
unless
through
you
this.
want to execute the totem, hit the gadget sand, and then execute that. I would think.
I mean, obviously it seems wasteful.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
but you have to be thinking of these kinds of plays all the time because sometimes like if this isn't that dire, but if it were more dire than it is, like say that was
Miracle
a
Rogue
rogue's
or
gadget.
something.
If that was Miracle Rogue, like that would actually be worth it to get rid of that. So what are your other plays then? And also, what are you thinking about? What are you thinking about going to next turn? Is the other thing.
Well, hit totem Cairn is one, which you're thinking he could either Earthshock it or Hex it, but usually they Earthshock the Cairn so they can save the Hexes for the late game.
Yeah, all right. I would just go with Karen then.
Okay.
So yeah, but anyway, sorry, I didn't have enough time to explain.
No, it's fine.
So basically, you have 3 big threats in your hand.
Uh-huh.
And you're thinking like which one would be the worst if it got removed. And in this case, I think Karen is okay. It's a toss up between Karen and Sylvanas. Because Karen's really annoying to deal with, but so is Sylvanas. But if the way to deal with Sylvanas, if they don't have removal, is they could just flood the board.
Yeah.
And just like hopefully you take something bad, right?
Yeah.
So that's part of the issue.
Okay, so we execute the gadgets in?
Oh wait, think through the whole turn.
Okay. Well, he just used a Hex, but he's still got 2 Earthshocks. So if I played Sylvanas and he Earthshocked it, it would be a 5/4, which is meh. But there's not too much you're going to steal in this matchup. I guess the Acolyte could be okay, considering he's got the 1/1 on the board. He might have to Earthshock that, which would mean that, maybe a Sarah could be saved later on.
Yeah, exactly. So I would definitely just go execute Acolyte Armor.
Okay.
The thing about Sylvanas here is if you play Sylvanas, like either whether you kill the Gadsden or not, like Sylvanas is not a great play here. It does no board.
Yeah.
Because you can just get rid of it. And like worst case scenario, he loses 1/1, like who cares? And if you want to get greedy and leave the gadgets in, then he's probably going to be inclined to use spells anyway and not put things on the board. And so that's just like bad all around as well.
Yeah. Okay. He did Earthshock it.
3 damage per shot.
That's really
Oh my
sad.
God.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh. That's good.
That's a card.
So, Shield Slam the Drake. Question is there any point to playing Ragnaros here?
How many cards does he have left?
15.
Okay, so what are the odds he has another Earthshock?
He's got Stars in his hand. Pretty low, I would say. But then again, he was willing to throw it away on an Acolyte, so I don't know.
That is true, but that's a pretty juicy Earthshock though, and he doesn't know that you have legendaries in your hand. The thing is, like, if he has Earthshock and Hex, then it's really shitty for you because obviously you have Sylvanas and Rag. You could just Sylvanas, and that pretty much clears his board.
Forces him to
if he doesn't
trade.
have
Yeah.
shot. And it's not. I don't think he can really go for your face, and then maybe you can just save your shield slam for later. How many cards do you have left?
17.
So you might draw a shield block. I think you play greedy here. I think this is an unfavorable matchup. I think you play greedy and you go Sylvanas and armor up.
Okay. Save it. Shield block, shield slam, fire elementals.
Not that you're saving it. Like the Drake is a fine target for a shield slam. I'm just with your card suit that you have, like if you shield slam, suddenly Sylvanas isn't a very good play. Because you have nothing else. I mean, like what are you gonna take, right?
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so he's
If he goes face here, you can brawl. Probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he drew
4
it.
damage Earth Shock.
He just top decked it.
Top decked it.
Huh?
That is
Yeah. So that's pretty crappy.
so rude.
The 4 damage. I think that's the biggest Earth Shock I've seen in a while.
The question is, do you want to brawl for 2 Azure Drakes and a Blood Mage? Not really. But now we don't have enough to shield slam one of them.
Yeah. Alright, so let's look through the plays. You could brawl, right? You could shield slam execute. That's not the greatest. You could armor smith brawl. Like you could there's brawl and there's armor smith brawl, and Kit gets
Yeah,
Armor
we don't know.
Smith always wins the brawl, of course.
yeah. Or you could rag. And you could rag armor or you could rag armor smith. And
If we're armor smithing, it's just gonna die to a Drake. Which is
I think playing the rag is perfectly fine because Shaman's always just gonna have crap on the board. There's just like no getting around it. He's always like if you brawl here, next turn he's gonna have a totem anyway. The question is whether you want to armor smith as well. And I think
although if he does hit the armor smith with 1, we can execute it the next turn.
Yeah, but I think you want him to like hex and then overcommit. Like if he has a hex, he's probably gonna throw us down some more mains that you can just brawl next turn.
Okay, so
I think
armor?
I think you just armor, yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, makes sense. Hit a Drake.
And a lot of yeah. The other thing is a lot of times Shaman just runs out of steam. So if you armor, it actually makes it hard for them to kill you. And sometimes they overextend in a brawl. Okay, he's gonna kill it that way. Interesting. You could actually like lightning bolt for 5 and then hit with the
Blood Mage.
The Blood Mage. Oh god.
Blood Mage. That would be really annoying. Yeah, so basically that gadget's in essentially like more or less won in the game so far. Wow, okay.
That's wow.
That is he gonna face
gonna
tank
hit
it?
it for 8?
I guess.
He is.
It's kind of worth it, I suppose. He's thinking that you might Alex Ross him anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Like he's like as long as he's over 15, it doesn't like all this damage doesn't really make a difference.
Yeah.
There's 3 cards on the board, so I think that brawl is actually fine here.
Okay.
And
Since you can't.
question is whether you could armor smith as well, but I think you just get the guaranteed. Like it's only 1 in 4 you're gonna win, and you're not that. Are you that desperate? Let's just think about this. Are we that desperate? I think we might be that desperate actually. If you think about it.
I mean, the other option is brawl, play Lotheb, but I mean, if
I think that might be good actually. I think that might be a good play.
then he can
obviously
Rock Biter unless he wants to do it for 6 mana.
Yeah, I think that's probably a very good play. I like that.
Okay.
So I would just go for it. I would just drop the Lotheb like right away without seeing the brawl.
Really?
No, not before. I'm just saying, just style point, just throw the brawl, throw the Lotheb on as the brawl is happening. Wait, how come you can't select it? That's weird.
Yeah, you have to wait for the animation.
Oh, that's sad. What if you're in a hurry?
We
What if
got
you're in like
seconds,
a
people, come on.
That's the problem.
What if you're in the World Championships and you're like, I gotta get this out?
Yeah,
Blizzard, what's the deal?
I think there was something like that where a guy wanted to select the slime token to die, but had to pick like a taunt totem or something because the time was running out and the animation wouldn't finish.
I have 2 shield blocks in my deck that I haven't drawn yet.
Yeah.
And I guess I have 15 cards. Man.
You placed that completely wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I think he wants me to hit the Belcher.
But
well, no,
still.
that still doesn't make any sense.
Play on.
Alright, so what are you thinking here?
Question is, do I want to hit the totem, play the Armor Smith, and play the Ghoul?
Yeah, I think that's
Try and
good.
be greedy, yeah.
I mean, it's not really that greedy. I mean, if you hit the Belcher, you're just making it 3-2, which is like
Not
super
good.
annoying.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I would do that, and then you gain some armor, which enables your shield slam. Shield block would be an awesome card right now, just because you get to cycle and you get some armor.
Yeah.
Like I would like a shield block more than legendary right now, because you get to cycle to maybe legendary anyway.
It's so hot in here.
I'll open the door.
It's so hot in here. Okay. Oh,
Oh.
that's kind of rough. Although I'm gonna get.
And you got the spell damage to him.
Yeah.
At least he didn't roll 4 on all those head.
Yeah, but he rolled 4 on the.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, close the door. And we still have no armor. Now we really need shield block.
Well, it costs 8 now. So
Yeah.
Oh, we got it!
We got it.
But it doesn't matter. Would you rather just execute something? Oh, God.
he has how much is that? He has 16 damage on the field. So I would shield block and armor and hope I get another shield block for next turn.
I got a cleave. Maybe will come in handy. This guy had every removal
Oh, dear.
that he needed.
So cleave isn't the worst.
Oh, no,
Okay,
I lost. It
you're
didn't
dead.
matter. It didn't
So it
matter.
didn't matter. Yeah, if you had executed, how much damage would he have? I think he had enough anyway. Yeah, even if you
Because I
even
wouldn't
if you
have been able to shield
executed,
block.
you would have to execute the flame tongue, which is really annoying. To do, you couldn't execute the belcher.
Yeah.
He would have had enough. But that was just like his gadgets and went nuts. You had no answer for it.
Yeah. He had the card drawn, I didn't. Do we want to do
Yep.
one more and then switch? Or do you just want to switch?
Let's just do one more. Why not?
Okay.
Hopefully we don't run into another shaman. Although I will say that this is not, I wouldn't say this is the best class right now to be using on the ladder. Well, I guess you can shut down like Hunter, but you can do that with Priest as well, and Priest is
Yeah.
just like better against so many other things.
I don't know. I
Like,
guess I'm just being stubborn. Because I got it to like almost 300 wins, and I'm like, well, I might as well keep going, but it's probably not the
300
best
is almost
choice.
500.
Not the best choice. Yeah. Although, against handlock, is there merit to keeping execute?
Well, he might be playing. Okay, he mulliganed 2, so that's exact like. It's like exact middle ground. I think 2 looks more like Zoo actually, because what are the chances he got Mountain Giant and like
Yeah,
Twilight Drake?
in the opener. Yeah.
Um.
I'm trying
So
to
I would say
play this
execute
guy
is
before.
fine, and the other 2 you don't need to versus either matchup. Like execute is obviously much better versus handlock, but like it's not a big deal versus it's not having your hands not a big deal versus Zoo either, because
Yeah.
I mean you want to kill something anyway, and one mana to kill something is like not that bad.
Okay, so.
Yeah, so that's I would keep the execute.
Okay. agree. I think this guy's handlock. What are you eating?
It's ice cream made from Nutella.
Did you just make that?
Like today,
Oh. Okay.
So this is pretty good. This is decent if it's blue. Shield Slam, Armor Shield Slam is like,
Holy
Drain
Smite.
no, it's like Drain Life. If you
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah.
Drain life minus the
3 mana, gain 2
gain.
health, and deal 2 damage. Yep.
Fairy War X.
Yep. Get that out there. Do Ghoul doesn't do anything.
It's pretty good.
Also, you want to kill that
Undertaker.
that guy. The Undertaker's
That
basketball.
jerk
That
up
guy.
there. Oh, thank goodness. If he had 2 like leper gnomes or something and I couldn't kill it,
Yeah, GG.
that would be frustrating.
Yeah, we're not playing Hunter. It's not like Hunter Keeper, Leopard.
Okay, so kill Undertaker.
Wait. Just hold on. Like you can't just like rush into turns. Is the thing. All right. So what do you do after you kill it?
Play the ghoul.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. It's just okay. So, but what I'm thinking is like, it's not like. You don't have to rush into these decisions.
Yeah.
For instance,
I
you
have
have an
I play too fast. I know I do.
like for instance, you have an execute in your hands. Like one other play you could maybe make is you kill the spider, go ghoul, and then execute on the Undertaker after it runs in. But I guess in this case you could just kill it freely. You don't have to use execute. So that's probably better. And most likely the spiders are gonna die in your ghoul, unless he has like a soul fire. So
Yeah.
which
Plus
is
I've
fine.
got
Yeah,
Belcher
so I
5.
would say,
Yeah.
I would say that that's the best play. But yeah, definitely there's like alternative plays that might have been better / more greedy. Yeah, this is probably the best. This is actually probably the most greedy and most likely the best as well. Hopefully he like buffs that and runs it into it so that the spiders die. If he soul fires, it's kind of annoying.
Oh, I mean that's one soul fire gone.
Yep, there it is.
That's rough. Oh, but I got rid of a dark iron.
That could have been his turn.
Oh,
4
look.
maybe.
Undertaker. Yeah,
It's Taker.
that's
All right,
nice.
I think it's time to drain life that guy.
Oh, you're so useful.
Time to drain life.
Yeah, he can go away.
Look, it's a drain life.
It's
Nice.
a dream life. Woo.
That's what good Steel Slam is. It's like the worst case scenario. It's like another card. It's like basically what the other. So Big Imp Hunter is actually useful because you can cruel task Big Imp Hunter a Doom card.
That's true.
So
Belcher.
I don't think you automatically Belcher here because you get like he has a pretty easy kill on it, and then he just his 4/3 is still alive, or I mean his 4/3 his
4/1.
1. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
It takes 3 damage. I think Slam Execute might be okay here. I mean, although if you think you're facing Doomguard next turn, it may not be as good. But you have to think about it. Like, what's worse? Like, if he kills off your guy right now, he has 2 spiders on the board. He has a 4/1, a 1/1, and a 1/1 that you can't really deal with.
And then he's doing guards.
And you have a 1, any Doomguards. Or if you Slam Execute now and Doomguards next turn.
Play a 3/5.
Yeah. So.
I think just because I could, if I play the Belcher, he runs them both in. He's got 2 1/1s and a 4/1. Ideally, I trade my 1/2 into his 4/1, and if he Doom Guards, I Slam Execute that, and he ends up with.
Or you just execute because you have to run into the 1/2.
2 1/1s. No, I run the 1/2 into Dark Iron. So,
Yeah, I think okay.
No,
so
if he
yeah,
did
just
that
I would
on
just
the next
Belcher.
when he trades, he'd have to go into either the Belcher or that.
Oh yeah.
Like if he Doom Guards
The thing
now,
Yeah, if he
and
Doom
hits
Guards
into
now
that,
and hits it into the Belcher, I could just.
and then he has a 4/3, a 1/1, and a 5/4.
Yeah, the thing is that even though it seems very clean to put down the Belcher and it's 5 mana and it's like such a good card, it's also really mana efficient to Slam execute and armor there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then he doesn't get as good of obviously doesn't get as good of an Argus here as well. So it's nice to just get rid of their minions as fast as possible before they can buff like this. Because even like a belt, obviously he got rid of it pretty cleanly.
Yeah. So would you?
Alright, so what do you think?
Let's see. First thought, play the Belcher, execute the. Huh?
Yeah. Alright. That's probably the best move. Yeah. So you can go ahead and do that while I explain this. So another thing is that it seems a lot of times like your first inclination is to put up taunt. You're like, oh no, just make sure I don't die, right?
Just to deal with it.
But sometimes when you put up the taunt without removing their minions first, it enables them to kill it like much more efficiently. And then later on, and you might basically you want the taunts when you're most vulnerable. Obviously, if it's the best play, then just go with the best play. But like a lot of times, you want the taunts when you're most vulnerable. Yeah. And early in the game, when you're at 23 health right now, that's not really that vulnerable.
Yeah. True. Very true. Okay. Well, still no Doomguard.
He doesn't have a super easy kill for it.
You know what I wish I had?
But he has 2 knives.
I forgot.
Yeah, 2 knives though.
I wish I had Baron Geddon.
So close.
Really wish I had Baron Geddon.
Oh, Big Game Hunter. Sorry. This is so sad now.
Okay.
Big Game Hunter would have been so good.
Oof.
Deathbite's good. Deathbite's very good.
Yeah. If I could unleash this turn, it would be really nice.
You can... I don't want to say the play, but I have something.
You play the Death's Bite, hit the Wolf, or do I hit the Knife Juggler? Probably the Knife Juggler.
Okay, yeah, so most of the time you hit Knife Juggler, but since you want to play, you're probably going to play Acolyte, that becomes basically an issue for him. So then he has to run his Knife Juggler in first to your Acolyte, and then you get to kill it. You get to kill the Knife Juggler next turn anyway. So like the Knife Juggler is actually a liability if you put the Acolyte Pain down. Okay, and I think it's fine to play Greedy here.
Okay, so Death's Bite
or
the dog.
Greedy slash, yeah.
Play the Acolyte.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, your initial like response of kill the Acolyte or kill the Nitro as fast as possible is usually correct. But in this case, it's better to just leave it up.
Yeah.
Power overwhelming.
Or he wastes the power overwhelming on
Well then.
an Acolyte.
So Acolyte was healed 5. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 mana heal 5 is pretty good.
And I got another one.
Alright. Okay, so this is like a really complicated play.
Yeah.
So let's just think about this. Or yeah, I would just go ahead. What do you think? Your first response?
First thought: slam the Harvest Golem. See what I draw.
And if you draw nothing, then what?
Then hit the Juggler. Or no, that wouldn't make sense. Hit the Argus. Task the Juggler. And I guess I could play the Acolyte before. Was that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? But then I can't armor.
Alright,
If you leave the Harvest Golem up, and whether or not you slam it, it's like you're taking the same amount of damage from the
That's
Harvest
true.
Golem, so armoring is probably better.
Yeah, so in that light, I think I would just go, I would forego the slam, and then just go Acolyte, and then hit the 2/2, and then see what you draw first, and then you're probably going to armor and then task the other guy.
And I have Juggler. Ooh!
Shield block, good.
I would not throw that out right away. Okay, I would. Oh, jeez. Okay.
It does.
So
It's
I
just
think
that if he's got Doomguard, he wins.
Makes you less.
I would play greedy and just cruel. Actually, no. Wait. Okay, actually, no. No. Okay, do the shield block. Do the shield block. Do the shield block and armor. I would do that.
Armor.
Armor.
I wanted to test the
Well-
juggler,
Okay, sorry. Okay, well, he has game anyway.
though. Yeah. What?
Oh, maybe he doesn't have game. Maybe he's...
No. He's just being a jerk.
Okay.
I wanted to kill the knife juggler.
Yeah, why wouldn't you kill the
Yeah,
juggler?
I would have definitely killed the juggler.
It blocks more
Oh,
damage than
okay.
armoring.
Mm-hmm.
My thought was that you could save the Cruel to kill the Doom Guard with the Big Game Hunter.
Yeah.
And you have something like it's basically playing greedy.
Yeah.
Is the reason why. Like you want to play greedy, and then you could eventually kill the Knife Juggler in a different way, and you can kill Doom Guard. You had no answers for Doom Guard at the moment.
Other than the task in the big game.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the reason why.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was basically like he's eventually going to draw Doom Guard, and if you don't have an answer, you just lose. And it was basically just playing greedy and being like, okay, if I do this, then I have a very good chance of winning. If he doesn't win this next turn.
But I guess.
I mean,
but
it was the best chance of winning.
Yeah, it was like you're killing the Knife Juggler was this is the best chance of winning. This is the best chance of staying alive this next turn. Whereas armoring up was the best chance of winning over the long run.
Yeah. I see where you're coming from. Is it...
All right, so I think we're done with Warrior. Sorry.
Yeah. No.
That's a tough call.
It's
though.
been frustrating. Yeah. Actually, we're gonna switch over to Sage.
Did someone say?
Oh, okay, cool. To be fair, like killing the Knife Juggler wasn't a bad play either.
No,
But like whatever you wanted.
Because
yeah, it's
because if you because if you don't kill the Knife Juggler, then you do have a chance of dying that turn to Doom Guard with the juggles.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why I was thinking. But yeah, I mean, you do have to think about how to win. Usually against Zoo, though, it's just like develop board, and then they have no board, and then you'll win naturally, most likely.
Yeah, fair.
My instinct is go to Arena, but let's not.
You're like Arena, go.
You literally have over 12,000 dust.
Yes.
What are you doing with your life?
No, what I'm doing with my life is why I have 3,000 Arena wins.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That is a lot of Arena
That
wins.
is ridiculous.
I actually didn't think about what to play. I guess we could try Shaman since I don't have a lot of experience.
Miracle shit bird. That's so funny.
Where?
Shaman burn.
Yeah. I made that deck right after I lost to Miracle twice in Zotac.
I think my miracle deck is called Cheese.
So this looks like 6-0.
It is. It's pretty much exactly the same.
Is it outdated? Is the question.
I know.
Because
Now that
this
everyone's
basically
throwing
kills.
gadget sands left and
This
right.
basically kills Hunter, but Hunter doesn't matter anymore. Well, it
Yeah,
does.
so-
I mean, there's some Hunter.
I'm not sure about the Undertaker so much anymore. I mean, it was great against Hunter to match them in the early game, but
Yeah, I mean, it's still the same concept. If you're playing all these death rattles, it's still fine.
yeah.
The one like Harrison Jones isn't quite as necessary.
Oh yeah, that's true. I haven't modified any of my decks post Leroy nerf and stuff.
Yeah, so it might be better just to run another Azure Drake, because you know you're gonna get a card, and the spell damage is pretty relevant as well.
Mm-hmm.
Azure Drakes are coming back in Druids too.
I like Azure
I'm
Drake.
excited.
I'm
I'm
glad.
excited. And
Yeah,
Yetis. I missed the Yetis.
Shaman's a little in a weird place because there's so many cards that like they seem like staples that like it seems for instance like Sludge Bolter is so good, like it's a staple in like every other deck.
Yeah, I know.
And but then again, like in Shaman, it's like, do I want to put the Sludge Bolter in, or do I need these Shaman staples? I think it's probably a good idea to get rid of a Lightning Bolt, because you're gonna run out of steam so fast against a lot of decks out there, and unless you're just trying to kill Zoo and Hunter, it's just not a great idea. The other question is like, how do you want to make this a fast, like burst down as fast as possible deck, or do you want to make it like a I can compete with control decks deck? Because right now, like this deck will just get stomped by Paladin. Obviously, it'll like destroyed by Priest. But I mean, a lot of Shaman decks get like killed by Priest, but there's ways to make it a slightly better matchup. Like just by playing greedy and playing bigger minions instead of like all the small guys. Because almost every single deck like card in here gets controlled by
Cabal.
the Cabal, yeah. And you can make it so you have bigger minions instead.
Yeah.
And what was I gonna say? Like even Warrior, this can just like run out of ways to kill him. So, yeah. So yeah, basically, do you want to be good against aggro or do you want to be better against control?
I'd probably rather be better against control. Just
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so in that sense, so we need to like completely change it, which means, okay, buy Undertaker, goodbye Hunter Creepers. And then start looking for legendaries. I would put a second Sludge Belcher in.
There it is. Okay.
And what legendaries do you like?
I mean, the first thing that came to mind was like Ysera and Rag, but I guess Sylvanas too.
You have a golden rag and a rag.
Yes, they're friends.
Makes sense. I disenchanted my regular Baron as soon as I got the gold one.
Yes, but I don't really.
He doesn't need the dust.
I don't need the dust.
But the normal one feels so inferior, though.
It
Yeah,
does.
he's not nearly as pretty. And there's gold.
I think you should put it.
No one loves
Put him out as inferior. No, I'm just kidding. And you have 2 Yseras.
Oh, I do?
Yes, you do. That's
Didn't
the time
even
to
notice.
use it.
How much?
Yeah.
1,000.
Apparently,
It's gonna freeze the computer.
I'm not doing
Oh.
it. I'm doing the
ridiculous.
crypt strategy of save up, and whenever a card is like nerfed or changed, then
Didn't
you
you?
disenchant for full dust.
Didn't you have 2 Leroys? So you can disenchant one?
I don't know if I had 2 Leroys. I'll check later.
Anyway, I think Ysera is a little bit too difficult to play because of the overload.
Makes sense.
You're gonna have to play him. I mean, if you think about it, you're probably gonna play him. You want to play him on an empty board, and when you have an empty board, it's probably because you just lightning storm. And if you lightning storm, then you're blown for 2.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
I think I would lean more towards things like Karen and Sylvanas. The other thing you could do is if you really just want to like really kill in the control, is you throw first of all you throw in the Black Knight, and then you consider Big Game Hunter as well.
Okay.
I want a golden black.
Black Knight is.
Because even like you think like okay Hex, or I mean Shaman already has Hex and stuff like that for handlock, but they have so many threats that like it just completely seals the matchup, and then it also helps a lot against Warrior as well, obviously. So I think Big Game Hunter might be a good addition.
Okay.
I like it.
Apparently I have 3 of those.
Where were you? One.
You
I
did
just
give
got
Cora
my
one.
set of angry chickens. I was really
Oh,
excited.
Okay, so did we want Sylvanas in here too?
Yeah, and one thing is defenders aren't nearly as good if you don't have many small drops. So yeah, maybe keep 1.
Yeah.
And if you okay, this is getting really greedy. Okay, I think we need to pick between Sylvanas and Karen.
It's like picking between children.
Yeah.
You can't choose. Actually, that's a lie. I can totally choose.
I kind
What do you
of
think?
like. I don't know. It's so tough.
I feel like Sylvanas is easier to play around.
Maybe. I guess
Yeah,
Karen is
you can
harder
just throw-
for like handlock and warrior and stuff. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, Sylvanas.
And then you need a 4-drop, and it's basically like you can go Novice Inventor and get destroyed by Priest. you can go Yeti, which is just solid. You can go Talos Dingo if you want to be defensive. You can actually go Spellbreaker because there's a lot of things to be silenced and Ursoc. Sometimes you don't want to like just Ursoc something, like a Belcher, for instance, you know, you don't want to Earth Shock it. It just seems so weak. You're wasting a card just to, you know, make something slightly smaller. And so sometimes like Spellbreaker can be good as well. It's a lot of conditional cards, but like you kind of need all these conditional cards at the moment.
Yeah.
But I mean, Spellbreaker might be nice. It's kind of it's more like a tournament card, but yeah. So I would say between basically Spellbreaker. Okay, you can also do Battle Teacher as well because you do still have a decent amount of spells, and it's like something that your opponent will go out of the way to kill. So like Battle Teacher, Spellbreaker, Yeti, Taz Dingo, or Steel and
Yeah, it's Taz
what was the other
Dingo.
one? What was the other one?
We said
Gnomish.
Gnomish. Yes.
Gnomish, yeah. So you have your choice, and I wouldn't fault you for any of them.
Well, I haven't played around with these at all, so I guess I'll try one of them. And Violet Teacher is golden, so can't argue with that.
Can't go wrong there.
Decided.
All the students, they're so ready to learn.
Okay, so what do we take out for Bloodlust?
Now there's the question.
I think just the threat of Bloodlust is enough. If you put the Violet Teacher, they might be like, oh, I need to get rid of this. So
That's true.
this deck Bloodlust would be pretty bad, I would say.
Yeah. You don't have.
You're just not gonna have enough out. And you already have Alakir and Doomhammer as well. So I would just I mean, looks good to me. Can you hover over how many of each cost there are?
Oh.
Hover over the title. Yeah. You have 10 3-drops. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, we could take out like Mad Tide, maybe. I don't know.
I need the card draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would take out like a Harvest Golem before I take out Mana Tide, but the Harvest Golem is pretty necessary for fighting against aggro. So I think this is okay. This is kind of weak against aggro, but it's okay. It'll help you against the control matchups.
Which is what I wanted. Oh my god, it's so crazy. I'm ranked 7 because I have not played ranked a lot. Recently, at least.
Yeah. I ran to legend and slow walk.
Oh, yeah, I'll get there eventually.
You get 4 days. You only have 4 days.
The good news is you can go win streaks.
That's true.
You have 2 more ranks to go to win streaks.
They make you feel good about yourself.
I miss the win streaks. If I could win streak in legend, ooh, that'd be so nice.
Oh, it's a page.
Probably
Secrets.
aggro mage. I've been seeing, or you've been seeing a lot of.
I played against Tybara. He was playing a Secrets mage.
Okay.
lost.
It
was sad.
I mean, if it's aggro mage, that might be good, but I don't know. I don't think I keep it.
What would you kill with an aggro mage?
And I know, like, probably mirror images, leper gnome, and I don't know. That's like
Possibly a mana worm.
maybe a mana worm. Yeah.
I don't. Not first of all, we're not sure if it's
Yeah,
aggro, and I think Lightning Storm just might be bad. So I would just get rid of it.
Yeah.
You want other ways to control the board to Lightning Storm, especially because it just completely kills your next turn.
Mm-hmm.
So we're hoping it's not aggro with this hand. We're hoping to see some giants as well.
Yes. Oh, mana worm.
Haha.
It's not that doesn't necessarily mean it's aggro.
It's probably secrets. I like the secret. Sage, you gotta make a fire and then get the Ziva pelt.
Fire.
It's the only way to win.
Coin Kirin Tormaid's secret
Oh,
God.
Jesus.
would be pretty devastating.
Oh no.
Why did you have to say that? Now it's gonna happen.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, Harvest Golem.
That would have been hilarious, actually.
Play Harvest Golem.
Yep, just throw it out there. You gotta contend with this somehow.
Yeah.
The fire. The Ziva.
And he already uses coin, so it's kind of hard for him to both use a spell this turn to buff the Mana Worm and ping your guy. So it's kind of annoying to kill your guy even though you're behind on board, but... And if he ignores you, which is like a common response versus Harvest Golem, you can defend her and kill one of these guys for free. Or free-ish.
Nope, I got the zebra.
For money, but not much money.
Okay, that's highly annoying.
Yes. This is pretty bad. I mean, if this is Mirror Entity, I don't have an answer if I give him a Mana Tide. And then he just draws and wins.
Yeah, that's an issue. So, yeah. So what do you want to do?
Can't play big game guys to the Harvest Golem thing for free. Plus, he might get it. I don't know. I'm leaning. Oh, God. My two best options here seem like Totem Pass or drop Defender of Argus, and I hate that, but. God.
Yeah, I think that's probably your best play is drop Defender because if it's Mirror Entity and you're gonna be dropping like bigger guys later,
I can't play
then
that or something.
yeah, you can't play it. So yeah, I would just drop Defender. Plus it trades for like the Mana Worm, which is what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's looking like it's either duplicate or
Counterspell.
yeah. He really likes his Mana Worm.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Do I drop Loatheb here? I mean, the most common response to that would just be trade the Mana Worm and the Golem token.
Yeah. I was just like agreeing with what you were saying.
Oh, okay.
And
I mean, like, that might do the same thing, but it then also gets fireballed, and then...
So, at this moment, are you afraid of more spells or more minions?
Probably, well, since I don't have, like, a Lightning Storm, and that might be a counterspell even if I did, I'm probably more just afraid of spells that will remove my minions. And then he'll beat me down with these until I'm that low enough to die from, like, fireball.
Until I die.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I'm a little more afraid of minions, and so,
Okay.
therefore, Loatheb doesn't really matter.
Oh, you mean
as
like
much.
for the next turn? Like I'm like a Belcher coming out or something?
Yeah, like, I would be more afraid of a minion coming out, so, like, Loatheb actually doesn't matter, so I would just drop the Azure, and then draw deeper into my deck.
Okay.
Sorry we're not winning any of these. This is, like, not
Oh,
my
God.
fault.
It's not your fault. I shouldn't have picked Control Warrior in this crappy meta. So sad.
Crappy meta aka stuff is fairly balanced.
Yeah, I know. It's actually a better meta than
A Belcher.
it was. I don't know. I just don't know what to start playing. I go back to Druid, I guess.
Oh, this is not going so well. Okay, I guess you get Black Knight.
Yeah.
That's pretty much your... I mean, that might be his only taunt as well, so, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm just I mean he might get a
Duplicate.
4/5.
Alright, it's coming back twice, I
Duplicate
think.
and Mirror Entity. Oh god. Okay, that was duplicate, so that's counterspell.
Yeah, that couldn't have been Mirror Entity. You played the Azure Drake.
No, the one that you just got out with the Mad
You
Scientist.
thought that was Mirror Entity. And then the other one was Duplicate. I gotcha.
Alright. So it's bad, but it's not that bad.
I've seen worse.
And that's just
and
gonna
it's
get
just
counterspell.
Alright, so what are you thinking here?
I'm kind of thinking. Oh, I thought Sam was doing something. Loatheb Totem hit the 1/2. I don't know. I mean, if I do that and then that, it just kills. Well, yeah, but then you just kill that and then he kills the flame. I mean, it's not bad, but like.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fine. One of the things is, so I think you're going between, it's either Loatheb or Coin Mantite, because you really want to draw deeper into your deck, and then that gives them something to kill other than the that other than the flame tongue. The other thing is, but that doing that means you just get wrecked by flame strike. So I would just do Loatheb. Yeah, I would say Loatheb, flame tongue, kill the vulture.
Okay.
I mean, obviously behind, so you need to take some risks, but the fact that you just die to flame strike, like you lose the game. That's enough.
He wants to play a core hound here.
Yeah, he do.
It's absolutely what he wants. Okay, he's probably running a rag in this kind of deck, so I would just save that. I wouldn't just throw it out naked. Alright, we need like a stupid spell. That's a stupid spell.
I'm a wizard.
Okay. So, well, we still kind of get wrecked by Flame Strike if we do that.
Yeah, I think that's fine. What were you thinking? I can kind of think what you're thinking maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking Violet Teacher, Rockbiter. I think we still get the 1/1, and then Feral Spirit. Then we get a bunch of shit. But then, I don't know this deck list. I mean, I think they only run 1 Flame Strike, but not super sure about that.
Yeah. So how many cards does he have left?
He has 18 in deck, 6 in hand. I have 18.
Yeah, he might not have Flame Strike. I think you might want to play greedy though, and then go Violet Teacher, Rockbiter on yourself, and then kill one of the one, or if it doesn't proc, then kill one of the 1/2s. I don't think you're going to though. And then Mana Type.
Okay.
So that gives him a lot of things to kill anyway. And yeah, so I would just do that.
Oh, do we? Oh, yeah, I guess because it's countering it. Oh, no, we do get the 1/1. That's what I thought.
And hit the 3/5 of the Mana Tide, I would say. Yeah. I think I would put the Mana Tide on the very far left because you're never going to be. You don't want to be attacking with it.
Mm-hmm. And Flame.
Yeah, you're never going to be attacking. You don't want to be attacking with it when you put Flame Tongue on. So, and you're probably going to be attacking with Loatheb more likely than the Violet Teacher too. So put the Violet Teacher on the very left, and then the very left initially, and then the Mana Type on the left of that.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like placement matters a bit.
Especially in Shaman.
Polymorph. Well, we got our desired result, which is kills it at all costs.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want when we put it in.
Is that Mana Worm?
Maybe
That
the
Mana
Mana
Worm.
will get to 7.
Alright, so this might be Mirror Entity.
Yeah.
Be an issue. Or Counterspell.
We can test for both.
Is it worth it to hex the Mana Worm?
That's what I was thinking, and it just feels so wrong, but...
Also so right.
I think it might be worth it, especially because you can put Feral Spirits and then draw another card.
Mm-hmm.
So I might do that because, and also like the Sludge Bolter, putting the Sludge Bolter is like so bad right now.
Yeah.
So and if you put on the Flame Tongue, you can't get through to well, can you? No, you can't. You can't get through to it anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would just it feels so bad, but I think you need to do it.
Hex and Counterspell.
Okay.
Okay, so it ends up being good because now you can play the
Belcher.
no, well, yeah. One gets wrecked by Flame Strike, one gets wrecked by the Mana Worm on the table. Go with your gut. I think both of them are fine choices.
Go with...
I mean, not fine. Both are decent choices, I would say.
Feral Spirit's Toto. I don't know.
Also think about placement too if you do it.
Hurry up. I wouldn't have it.
Attack.
I don't know.
Or I guess you didn't have to attack. And maybe you didn't have to attack actually.
Yeah, because now you can just ping in before he might not have been able to get through, but...
Well, I guess.
Yeah. So obviously this gets wrecked by Flame Strike.
But
I
he
mean,
doesn't have it.
My theory was just that he didn't have it, otherwise he would have just done that instead of polymorphing about teacher.
Yeah, that's true. That man at work. Doing so much work. Hopefully that's duplicate. So, okay, so what are you thinking?
I'm thinking. Well, okay. Probably hit.
What could this?
This
Okay,
could be-
well, first of all, you think about what the secret is.
Yeah, well, okay, I think Mirror Entity, most likely. He's used both counter spells and one duplicate.
Yeah. So how are we gonna play around that?
The plan was to give him a flame tongue. And
Yes,
then kill
so
him.
that's good. So, yeah.
Okay, so first thing, hit that into that.
Wait, you don't. Wait. So how do you want to kill the flame tongue?
Well, because I'd play it here and then trade that, maybe, and then I
You could trade with the 2/3 and hit the 2/3 and or I could hit the thing with the 1/1.
Yeah.
Which turns into it. I think I like that better.
Okay.
Well,
Sorry to like just
slide.
stop on that. So left. There.
I wasn't playing it yet.
Sorry. Just making sure. And then, yeah. And it goes on the right, I believe. Yeah. And then so hit that.
I like it.
Play.
And then I would probably just do it. And then do it on the left, I think. No. Hit with the man side. You could Karen actually. Yeah.
No, I'm just playing it there.
And put it.
I don't know. I thought. Okay.
Typically you want to play
Yeah.
minions on the left because the totems come on the right. And particularly death rattle minions you want to put it on the edges of the board. So.
No, I think Faramir was talking to Bolt about that. Time was running out. I got nervous. It worked out.
So many scientists.
Not really loving science.
You're really close to lethal.
12 damage off. Or 10 damage.
8.
I mean, not that close, I guess, but it's close enough. Okay, so all right, go ahead. What are you thinking? All right, let me just throw this out there really quick. So the question you want to ask yourself is, do you want to proc the secret and then, or you want to like set the secret off and try to proc it like stupidly, like on your own terms, stupidly as in like bad for him.
Yeah.
Or do you want to just like ignore it and like let him do it and then you can do it later? So those questions you have to ask yourself.
I mean, assuming it's going to be another mirror entity, don't.
I'd probably totem Feral Spirit, Sludge Belcher, kill the Sylvanas.
You'd-
And hope it takes something crappy.
Oh man.
I think I would just ignore the Sylvanas. You want to kill. So okay, here's what I do. I would kill the water elemental with the Karen, hit face with the guy, and then go Belcher on the left side. Belcher on the left side, and then Feral and then Totem.
Man, I bet this guy really wishes he'd drawn Flame
Yeah.
Strike.
Well, maybe he has
Yeah.
it now.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't have it. But you're drawing so many cards with the Manatide, the Flame Strike, you're almost like even in cards. And even Flame Strike here is like kind of okay because you get
Yeah. I should get 4, 5, and a
two
3.
things.
It says we're ducking out after.
yeah.
Okay.
And then he just has to plug in people real quick.
Cool.
Long games.
Yeah.
Well, that actually went okay. Could have been worse. Sad frozen Karen though.
Oh.
Oh!
Oh.
He
Okay.
quit.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Almost
Oh.
rank 6.
Alright.
So, yeah, one concept in that game that I think a lot of people, like, not, I won't say newer players, obviously you guys are pretty good, you're legendary, but a lot of people get caught up on is like, I want to deal with this right now, when you don't have to.
Yeah.
Like, just get,
Probably more her than me.
I'm a big fan of get rid of it all. I don't want to see any of this.
because if you think about, like, a lot of times people, issue putting minions on the board, for instance. Like it's kind of like a related concept. They'll issue putting minions on the board to like get rid of what's on the board when your minions are actually just bigger than theirs. So if you develop your minions, it would be a better thing. And so, sorry, I'm like lost my train of thought. So like basically. Yeah, basically, obviously in the long run, it's better to play your minions, even though it's scary that they have stuff on the board. And in this case, like you wanted to deal with the Sylvanas so bad when it didn't, like you didn't have to deal with it then, you know. And it's like if you're gonna flood the board and then kill the Sylvanas, like what you could just flood the board and not kill the Sylvanas, and it's the same exact thing. Yeah. So
it's like the two easiest ways to deal with Sylvanas: instant removal stuff like Hex and ignoring it. What's Sylvanas? I don't see anything.
Exactly. And also you're drawing cards anyway. You're drawing cards off your mana totem every single turn. And the one thing you also think about is like what if I'm thinking from my opponent's perspective, like what's worse, that he threw all of his guys into my Sylvanas and like I took one of them and he has like a kind of a shitty board and then I get to play my Cairn, or he has this massive board. And I have like the Sylvanas that has to do cleanup duty for like forever.
Yeah, it's and like you're giving him the Sylvanas with taunt. No reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair points. Fair points.
Cool.
I'm learning things.
Yes. This was good.
I learned loads today. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, this was very informative. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, man. So first of all, massive thanks to you, Daniel, coming on. That was really informative. And I know people who were watching enjoyed it too, so that's really good. Thanks to Cora and Sage as well, obviously, for sorting all this out and making it look really good. Very impressive. Much better than last time we did it.
I'm just so happy that I figured out how to monitor capture. I did it today. It's just a really
The dream has been achieved, huh?
I figured out technology.
Yes.
And then final thing before we shut the stream down, of course, if you want to join the conversation or find out how you can join the team, make sure you visit Empeopled.com. There's loads of topics on there, not just about Hearthstone, but we've got a really vibrant, growing Hearthstone community, so come on and join us on there as well. All right.
It's a fun
Awesome.
side.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and thank you very much, Daniel. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
Stream off.
Good night, Sam. Good morning, Daniel, and goodbye, guys.